Episode 0 of the World of FPGA podcast. With today's episode, this podcast starts and I will lead you through the idea behind this podcast and the world of FPGA. Welcome to the World of FPGA podcast. I'm your host, David Kirchner, and I will lead you through the world of FPGA. And now, let's begin. Hello and welcome to the first episode of this podcast. Today I will give you a short introduction, first about me and later about the podcast itself. So, who is this David Kirchner sitting in the front of this microphone? Well, I'm an electrical engineer and started 17 years ago as hardware developer. 15 years ago I started with my side business, my engineering office. At the beginning, my engineering office has in the focus FPGA development and, some electrical development, microcontroller development, and so on. Later on, I focused on the topics, always FPGA, but also on reviews of documents, of development documents like schematics and layouts, and in the last 2 years, I'm more or less in the functional safety, especially the FMEDA service I'm providing my customers. And 12 years ago, I started as a team lead, so I worked in different companies as employee and also working for different companies as freelancers. Until today, I always has my side business, my engineering office, with today 3 topics: FM, EDA service, my review service, and also FPGA development. In the year 2018, I started my German podcast, Ingenieure führen, or in English we can translate it to Leading Engineers. Yeah, it's a little bit playing with the words because I'm an engineer and I'm also leading engineers. Well, okay. Yeah, the main topics I'm talking about are all around the team leading of an electronic development department, and that's because I've started in 2018 my podcast. I have many different topics. There are over 180 episodes, or nearly 190 episodes in this podcast. And if you want to hear me in German, then switch to the other podcast. Well, some short private facts. Well, I'm living with my wife and our 3 kids in Berlin, Germany. And when I'm not sitting in front of a camera or in front of a microphone or in my office, then I'm doing gardening as an activity in my private time. Well, in my time I'm not in my business. Okay, I think this is enough. In the next episodes, well, I will spread some more information about me. Let's come to the World of FPGA podcast. This podcast will be focused on topics just around the FPGA development. As I stated before, this is my second podcast. I'm starting today with this episode, and this podcast is completely in English, and that's quite new for me. It's a new terrain. I'm going this way because my platform, World of FPGA, will also be completely in English, and why I should start a German podcast about this, that's not a good idea. Well, we were talking about FPGA basics and also about advanced topics, some specialties in VHDL, my favorite programming language for FPGA projects. And I will also give some insights into my business, into my life, and also into the launches I will have in some weeks. I'm planning also to talk with some guests in this episode, in this podcast episodes, and we will start in the next week with some FPGA basics. And the first time I will send a new episode every week, and I will later switch to every second week to relax a little bit my timeline. At this moment, I'm planning to send this podcast on Tuesday. When exactly on Tuesday, I'm not sure, but I think in the German night, on the German morning. Well, then we have one last thing here. My podcast is one channel to bring my learning platform World of FPGA in public. Well, there are some other channels like LinkedIn or other social media systems, but a podcast reaches other people who less read and more hear to other people and topics. And I'm talking about a platform, learning platform. So the World of FPGA is an upcoming platform for FPGA topics, and it's opening on Pi Day 2023. It's the 14th of March 2023, so just in around 10 weeks. It is a learning platform and also a discussion forum, so you can learn things there in different levels of learning depth, and you will also have the possibility to talk to other people in this platform to discuss what you have learned, what you would like to learn, where you have maybe a problem in your development stage or in your project. That is the go-to forum, the go-to discussion forum for your topics. The important thing here is these are closed forums only for the members of this platform. You have to become a member. I think that's clear. But without having this membership, you will not being able to discuss in forums, and that's one of the main reasons, because all the forums are filled with advertisement. So the forums at LinkedIn or at other platforms are filled with add-ins or with ads or with human resource searching people, and that makes no fun to discuss FPGA topics. And in a later time, it will also be possible to work directly with me. If you have a problem, we can do one-to-one sessions, online sessions, but this will be in a little later time, because at the first moment I'm focusing on the opening of this platform. Well, if you want to be the first one who reached information about this platform, on the one hand, hear this podcast. I will talk about the opening just a longer time before the platform will be opening, and there's also a pre-opening newsletter on the website of the World of FPGA. Okay, I think this is enough for the first podcast. Maybe you want to give me some feedback, or you have some discussion topics you want to hear in this podcast, then write me at feedback@worldofFPGA.com. And the World of FPGA is world-of-FPGA.com. That's the URL. Okay, all links and further information can be found at world-of-FPGA.com/WFP000, because this is the episode 0, and I'm looking forward to having more than 100 episodes. If you found this episode helpful, please rate it on Apple Podcasts and share it with your colleagues and friends. That's the end of today's podcast episode. Thank you for listening and for your attention. So I say goodbye here next time, your David Kirchner.